you'll hear Wixárika also speak about their ancestors as gods or deities, and I think that it's a matter of translation, right? But there is this pantheon of deities, of ancestors that, again, are tied to particular stories and oral traditions that tell of the creation of our world or of different worlds that we've lived in. So in Wirikuta, for example, you have Tayao, our father son, and the mythology there was that we lived in darkness. The moon had already been created from a young girl who was sacrificed and was born into the moon, but that wasn't strong enough light. And so they were seeking a way, right? These other ancestors were trying to find a way to bring light to the world. And they find this boy that's this sad, pockmarked boy who's playing with his bow and arrow, kind of alone in the world. But they note something in him, right? And he becomes the boy who is sacrificed at the top of the burnt peak, which is in Wirikuta. And through that sacrifice, he reemerges as the sun. And so this boy that many had rejected actually becomes this incredibly important being in our life. And in fact, if you go to the Cerro del Quemado, Reunaju in Wixárika, or Burnt Peak in English, it's close to Real de Catorce, and it's at the top of this peak in this mountain, and on one of the rocks you see the image of a boy right next to the jiriki, or the small temple shrine that they have dedicated to that particular place. So many of these ancestors have particular creation stories. One of the other really important ancestors is Takutsi Nakawé, who's our great-grandmother Growth, or our great-grandmother Hollow Ear, who was able to foretell the flood and therefore gather seeds and animals and place them on an ark in order for those to be preserved for the next world. And Takutsi Nakawé, as I said, she's our great-grandmother, but she's also somewhat of an androgynous figure, and she's, the original being, right? From her emerge these other ancestors, and it allows other kind of places and figures to be born. And then you have famously Tamatsi Kauyumarie, our elder brother, Fawn of the Sun. And there are several Tamatsis, elder brothers, different deers. There's Tamatsi Majayuawi, which is the blue deer, our elder brother blue deer. And these deer men, deer people, are very fundamental in Wixárika worldview. They have a lot to do with the pilgrimage to Wirikuta as well, because the deer is also the peyote, is also the corn. So many of these figures, they're all interrelated, but they also morph into other beings, which may be plants in this case, right? Like the maize, the corn, the peyote. And it's the footsteps of Tamatsi Kauyumarie that lead us, right, to these places. So I would say those would be three important ancestors. But each of them has their story and their series of stories, if you will, about how they walk through the world, how it is that they came to rest in a particular place,